So, what do you guys want to talk about? SmackDown tonight, guys. SmackDown. I don't even know why I'm opening the venue tonight, man. I mean, it's getting a little... What happened tonight? What happened tonight that you and I have to discuss? What happened tonight? I don't know. Trying to figure it out? I'm trying to figure it out, man. I don't know. We got rematches. We got rematches. We got no storyline progression whatsoever. We got a Backlash card that looks like the drizzling shits. But you want me to think that Paul Levesque is the chief content officer. Oh, man. You guys are comedians, man. You guys are really comedians. Listen. I don't know what we're doing here tonight, man. Listen, we're going to the venue. I got my cold beverage. I just opened it. Hopefully you guys got the same. Tonight we're drinking in my mother's basement. And I got one question for you on this Friday evening. What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my mother's basement. You know, I love being validated, man. I really, why am I wearing sunglasses inside, man? Holy shit. Really? I love being validated. I really do, man. I don't know who out there thinks that Paul Levesque booked this match, man. Seth Rollins versus Omos at Backlash. Does anybody know, man? Does anybody know? Anybody? Anybody know why this match was booked? Have they ever had an interaction? I don't think so, right? I mean, does Seth Rollins even know who Omos is? Maybe. Does Seth Rollins know Omos is even employed? I don't know, man. That's a stretch. I don't know, man. Maybe. What is it with Vince McMahon, man? Does he have an Omos fetish that we don't know about? Maybe Sean Ross Sapp can go out and get his field of journalists. His field of journalists to go and seek out that story, man. What is it with Vince McMahon and Omos? What's this fetish about, bro? Really? This is Seth Rollins, a guy who thinks should be the world champion. He thinks he should be the world champion. Fans alike think he should be a world champion in WWE. Yet we have him flying down to Puerto Rico to go wrestle. Oh, I don't know, man. Listen. Strap yourselves in, pull up a chair, order a fucking drink off the menu, man. We got a ton of bangers on the menu, man. Jesse's late, as usual. I don't have to dump this fucking guy. Who's fucking serving drinks? Nobody's serving drinks! Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, man. I gotta go get someone to get the fucking bartending duties underway, man. Give me a fucking break. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. What do you guys want to talk about, man? What do you guys want to talk about tonight? I guess, because nothing else happened on this fucking show, man. What do you want to talk about? The plethora of rematches that we got tonight, man. Which rematch you want me to go over? What rematch you want me to go over in detail, man? You want me to go over Matt Riddle and Solo, Sikoa? We just saw that last week. What about the banger, Ricochet and Braun Strowman out with the Viking Raiders, man? Wow, what storyline progression in that one, man. I can't wait to talk about it. What about the LWO, man? Maybe the LWO and Judgement Day. This show sucked, okay? I can't wait for the fucking WWE draft. We'll address that in a second. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Right at the top, all right? Let me get my recorder going. This will be a short tomorrow, I'm sure. WWE pulled out of their magical hat this random match. I thought I was living in the fucking Twilight Zone. I don't really understand where this came from, man. Now, it's not a big deal. It's not. I'm going to make it a big deal. I'm going to make it a big deal just because everybody loves to get on my case about certain things. Let's rewind to Monday Night Raw, where I absolutely shit on the Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar segment, saying we were advertised to get Brock Lesnar to give us a reason as to why he attacked Cody Rhodes after WrestleMania. We got no explanation by Cody. 2 weeks, no explanation by Brock Lesnar. We are still dumbfounded about how this match is even taking place at Backlash. We all know that Vince McMahon is booking the match. We all know that Vince McMahon is working not in the weeds, but he's a creative at a higher level. He said it himself. Man. I'm not reporting anything. I don't have journalists to rub elbows with. I don't have sources within WWE. The man told you himself on CNBC. So, last week I got crucified on social media, because everybody is operating on the same fucking brain, I got crucified last week when I asked, well, where's the explanation for Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes? I thought we were going to get an explanation. The backlash, no pun intended, that I got revolved around, they don't need an explanation. They don't need an explanation. I mean, what if you go to the movies and spend $24 on a fucking ticket for you and your fucking woman, right? And then you got to order popcorn, and you got to order the soda, the large, because your slob of a girlfriend can't have anything below a large. Extra butter on that popcorn, by the way, as well. Maybe we'll throw in some fucking snow caps. Maybe some Swedish fish. Maybe some peanut M&Ms, man. Which one do you want? All three of them? Holy shit, honey. Go have a fucking salad, will you? By the way, snow caps are the best movie treat that you could go out there and buy for yourself. Fact. I don't even want to hear anything. I don't want to hear no lip from anybody, okay? It's either that or Swedish fish. Shut your mouth. Imagine you go to the movie and you drop it 100 on your whale of a girlfriend and yourself to go watch the Super Mario Brothers, right? It's me, Mario. And in the movie, you get a completely different plot than what you know Super Mario is, right? You'll be asking yourself, what the fuck happened? What did they do? Or you watch a television show that you consider your favorite, and you just have random happenings happening throughout the show. There's like 6 or 7 different storylines and no progression in the story. Where is the story? Where is the story? I know you've watched a movie. I know you've watched a TV show. I know you've watched something. I know you've played a video game. A video game that was hyped up for months. And then you get it and you ask, well, where's the story? What is the story here? What am I playing? They told you that you were going to get an explanation. They didn't give you an explanation. And everybody came at me for asking a simple question. Well, what's the story? There is no story. People were yelling at me, oh, they don't need a reason. They don't need a story. It's Brock Lesnar. He does whatever the fuck he wants. Then the most comical thing, days after I had said this, where's the story? People were legitimately creating their own narrative in their head about what the story really is. But how do you know what the fucking story is if WWE really didn't give you any reason to what the story is between Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes? It got so fucking pathetic on social media that people were fabricating a story for Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes at Backlash. Again, I ask, where is the story? Where I'm going with this, how many of those people now are asking the same thing about Seth Rollins being booked in a match with Omos at Backlash? I know you're asking the same question because I'm asking the same question, and it's a valid one at that. Where's the story with Brock and Cody? Where's the story with Omos and Seth Rollins? You can't. If you're one of these people that have attacked me over the week, you can't have any right. You don't have any right to ask me where's the story in regards to this when you came at me and told me that Brock Lesnar doesn't need a reason to wrestle Cody Rhodes. He's Brock Lesnar. He does whatever he wants. He's the beast incarnate. Where is the story? I'd love to know what Sap is going to report on this. And I mention him because he's the leading journalist in the community. Because he's been one of those people that have dumbed down every fucking story and have made fun of indirectly the people that claimed Vince McMahon was in charge, where he actually said, and I quote, "You didn't know Vince McMahon was in charge until we reported it." Motherfucker, you didn't report shit that I already didn't know for 5 months before that report. I love to see all the journalists now who want to claim that Triple H is the chief content officer of World Wrestling Entertainment. I am here to tell you without a shadow of a fucking doubt that Vince McMahon booked this match. Vince McMahon might have booked the entire fucking Backlash card for all we know, because what I'm looking at fucking sucks. There's no story, and the only thing that legitimately has a story is what we have been given in the Triple H administration at the top of the card, with the Bloodline and Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, now including Matt Riddle. And then Judgment Day and Legado del Fantasma. That is it. That is it. Everything else does not have a story. You mean to tell me that this is the product of the chief content officer, Paul Levesque, of World Wrestling Entertainment? No fucking way. Absolutely no way. Meltzer, Sapp, Alvarez, who I kind of respect. I think that Meltzer and Alvarez have gotten more right about Vince McMahon than anybody else besides us. Mike Johnson, do not listen to these people. Oh, yeah, well, Vince McMahon's, he's not in charge. Oh, he wasn't backstage tonight. I don't give a fuck where he was. Vince McMahon could be in the fucking grave, 6 feet under, and still be booking this fucking show from the afterlife. I'm not even going to trust him at that point. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need to be there. He could book the show however he fucking wants, man. He sits in his fucking office every single day at Titan Tower under his dinosaur head, and he's on the phone with Triple H. Triple H, you know what Backlash needs? We need Omos, pal. Have they ever had an interaction? Genuinely curious. And let me dead you right there before people get ahead of themselves. Oh, well, you don't know. Maybe they'll start something on Raw. They'll start something on Raw, but they announced a match before they start something at the pay-per-view? They announced the match first, and then they'll start something without them crossing paths, without them mentioning each other on TV. I'm not even sure if Seth Rollins even realizes Omos is still employed. We haven't seen Omos on television since he lost to Brock Lesnar. And now all of a sudden he's booked for the pay-per-view. For what? Why? Was Backlash suffering without Omos? But I'd love to know. Why was this match made? We didn't need this match. Who asked for this? Did you ask for it? Did I ask for it? Did anybody ask for it? Nobody asked for this fucking garbage. Vince McMahon asked for it, though. It's almost as if Vince McMahon simulated WWE 2K23 from last year's WrestleMania to this year's WrestleMania, and then kind of added 3 or 4 weeks to the simulation, and then came up with Omos and Seth Rollins at Backlash. Because there's no way that this match makes any sense to anybody unless it's Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon has some weird fucking Homo sapien fetish for Omos. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Now, Seth Rollins is great. Seth Rollins is fantastic. I don't know if he's that great to bring Omos to a legible match at Backlash. Some are even speculating if Rollins is punished. I don't know. But the bigger question that I have is, why is the WWE draft happening next week, and then we're still getting a match like that on pay-per-view? What if Seth Rollins is moved to the other brand? And he's on opposite brands aside from Omos? That makes the match even less than anything that I could even conjure. It makes less sense at that point. What if Rollins is drafted to SmackDown, per se? Because right now they're both on Monday Night Raw. What if Rollins gets drafted to SmackDown and Omos stays on Monday night? The match even makes less of a sense than it did now, or than it does now. I don't know. I'm really dumbfounded by this. Really. The WWE draft I'm grateful that it's happening because fucking Christ, do we need a WWE draft to shake things up. These shows have been fucking boring. I mean, nothing in the last 3. I feel like, I honestly feel like I have nothing to talk about on tonight. There's literally zero storyline progression. What am I supposed to talk about? Oh yeah, another great match between the Judgement Day and LWO, man. That's great. What am I supposed to talk about? There's legitimately nothing to talk about. Without this fucking garbage that Vince McMahon booked tonight, there legitimately is no top story for tonight's show. Zero. I don't know what we're doing here, man. It's almost as if Vince McMahon is in charge of everything. It's like Triple H has given Vince McMahon the keys to the kingdom again, and he's sitting this one out, hopefully coming up with plans for the WWE draft. Now, that's another thing. Everybody thinks Triple H is going to be solely in charge of the draft because, you know, the reports said so. You don't think Vince McMahon? I mean, this is Vince McMahon's, hand being dipped into the cookie jar. Yeah, let's see if they will just sit through this one and not realize what's going on. Vince McMahon booking this match is him basically going to be involved in the WWE draft. There's no way that shaking up both rosters is going to get by Vince McMahon. He's going to have some say, some way, no matter what you think. But I'm genuinely concerned, man. I don't know how WWE puts on TV for the last 3 weeks. It's April 21. We just got done with one of the best WrestleManias ever. WWE had all this momentum coming out of WrestleMania, and we got the company at an all-time fucking low for this year as far as interest is concerned. This is the interest for the company right now is in the dumps because of what they did. I really don't understand why we waited 3 weeks until after WrestleMania to have a fucking draft. I really don't. Now, the draft was supposed to be later in May, closer to Backlash. They moved it up. Thank God they moved it up. I mean, holy shit, imagine we had to go another 3 weeks with this fucking nonsense, with no storylines and no progression to anything. But what are we doing with the draft, man? If you had an idea for the draft, the idea for the draft should have been constructed to happen after WrestleMania. That would have been the ideal time to do it. And I mean after WrestleMania. It's after WrestleMania, but I mean after WrestleMania, on the Raw after Mania. WWE went into the Raw after Mania, and they gave you the absolute worst fucking show ever for no reason. Literally nothing made sense. Nothing made sense. Why don't we have the draft happen on that show? If you're going to go and absolutely destroy what the Raw after WrestleMania is and give us nothing and then pretend like, oh yeah, we were saving all the big surprises for the draft. I mean, people expect the Raw after WrestleMania to have some sort of fucking importance after WrestleMania is over. So why not just construct the draft and plan the draft to happen on that Monday night after WrestleMania if you aren't going to give us a Raw after WrestleMania that's worth shit? That's what I don't understand. Instead, we got to sit through 3-4 weeks of fucking television. Now we got Monday Night Raw coming up on Monday. Nothing's going to happen over there. Like nothing happened tonight. We got to sit through 4 weeks of nonsensical, illogical, unimportant television because you want to wait until the draft is done on April 28th. Why do that coming out of WrestleMania when you had all this momentum, you had all this energy coming out of WrestleMania, and you just let it die after the show was over? It's mind-boggling. It's really mind-boggling to me. What a fucking disgusting show. This show is run by disgusting, greedy, power-hungry fucking suits and ties, man. It's disgusting. They don't give a fuck what they put on television as long as their pockets and their wallets are lined with green. That's all they give a fuck about. Really. Let me see if I can find this Backlash card. I want to see if I can find this Backlash card. Random match with no backstory added to WWE Backlash. No fucking shit. No shit. WWE added also Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed for the United States Championship. Why is Bronson Reed getting added to a United States Championship? Not that I mind, but I'm going to question its legitimacy anyway. Why is Bronson Reed getting added to United States Championship match when the United States Championship and the United States Champion is not Bronson Reed's focus? His focus is Bobby Lashley. Why do we need Bobby Lashley to go after the United States Championship? He didn't do anything to get a United States Championship match. He won a fucking Battle Royal. Now, unless the Battle Royal winner gets a United States Championship match, I don't know why he's getting a United States Championship match. Additionally, Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley feuded for pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view in 2022. Why are we getting Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley again? Austin Theory just had the biggest win of his fucking life. It will go down as one of the biggest wins of his career at WrestleMania. And you have him in a rematch feud with Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. That's your creative for Austin Theory and the United States title coming out of WrestleMania? Sounds like a Vince McMahon match to me, because the care and the strategy and the just overall vibe of Austin Theory under Triple H, I mean, he was doing great things. Now Austin Theory in the last 4 weeks has fallen off the face of the fucking earth. He doesn't feel important. The United States title doesn't feel important. I don't see how this makes it feel important. Like, what are we doing here? Why aren't we getting Bronson Reed versus Bobby Lashley at Backlash? Why the fuck does Austin Theory need to be in a match that doesn't make sense? Why don't you just save him for a feud that is built after the draft is concluded? Really, really fucking mind-boggling to me. Then we got the pay-per-view happening on May 5th. I hope to God that we get fresh shit coming out of that Backlash show, man. I really, really, really hope we get that pay-per-view giving way to new feuds. Because I'll tell you right now, if WWE does not change the vibe of what we're seeing on television right now, and things largely feel the same, even though they've changed the rosters, I'm going to start questioning who the real chief content officer is here. I already am starting to question who the real chief content officer is in WWE. This Backlash card is fucking shit. I've already had people reach out to me saying that I'm going to the show, or I was going to the show, and I'm selling my fucking ticket. Just because of the fucking announcement of Rollins and Omos tonight. They don't give a shit. They don't. Rhea Ripley defends the SmackDown Women's Championship against Zelina Vega. I mean, what a pity match that was. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Zelina Vega has got to go into Puerto Rico because she's Puerto Rican and she's got to wrestle for the Women's Championship. Now, granted, they're feuding with Judgment Day, is LWO, but I mean, you know, I never really remembered ever when Zelina Vega lit the fucking world on fire in a goddamn Women's Championship match. The fuck has she done for a Women's Championship match? We just giving out title matches because of a pity party? Then we got the Bloodline versus Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. I hope to God this is all over and we get Roman Reigns back on television, man. We need Roman back on television ASAP to continue the next phase of this storyline, man. Because what WWE is doing right now is taking something that should have ended at WrestleMania and they're driving it into the fucking ground. Got a rematch on Friday next week with the draft. We got the 6-man tag team match at Backlash on Saturday. I mean, holy fucking shit. What else is happening at the pay-per-view? Bianca Belair versus Io Shirai? Maybe. Maybe. This fucking show is worth shit. Let me see if I can find the actual whole card, man. It's not even on the websites. Backlash 2023. Let's see. Let's go to Wikipedia. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega, Rollins versus Omos, Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed, and then the six-man tag, 5 matches. Maybe they'll add Bianca Belair and Io Sky, or maybe they'll just do that on Monday Night Raw. Maybe they're not even going to do that at the pay-per-view. What else is happening on this show? Oh, Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio, I'm assuming, versus Finn Balor, or Dominic and Damien Priest. 6 matches. Wow, what a card, man. What a card. Cody and Brock booked by Vince. Then you got Omos and Seth Rollins booked by Vince. Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, and Bronson Reed booked by Vince. Half the fucking show's booked by Vince, and half the show's booked by Triple H. It's the way it jumps off the paper to me. Yet everybody is, our feelings now are dumbed down. Our concerns are at ease now because Vince McMahon isn't backstage during Raw and SmackDown. I'm sorry, when was the last time we needed him backstage to run the fucking show? That's what I want to know. Sounds like Vince McMahon is back in creative. Sounds like Vince McMahon is the chief content officer. I thought this show was going to be used as a reason for people to get excited about WWE coming on into Puerto Rico, man. I don't believe anything on this show is worth anything, let alone fucking excitement. Should the 6-man tag team match be great? Yeah, sure. It's the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Yeah, sure. Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, I can't imagine it goes more than 10 minutes. What else? The LWO versus Judgment Day? Yeah, maybe. This seems like a fucking house show on pay-per-view. No world championship on the line. No, but we got Cody versus the Beast, pal. Fuck out of here. WWE is ice cold creatively right now, man. I don't know what they got planned for creative after Backlash, but I swear to fucking Christ, man, if we don't get what we know Triple H is capable of, man, I don't know why anybody continues to think Triple H is still in charge of this fucking show. I really don't. There's no reason to believe why Triple H is booking anything right now, man. This show sucks. Backlash sucks. The card is fucking absolute dog shit. SmackDown sucked. Seth versus Omos was booked randomly. Can't wait for the fucking morons to come and tell me, well, Omos doesn't need a reason to challenge. Seth Rollins doesn't need a reason to challenge, man. Ridiculous. Appreciate you guys joining me on the show tonight, man. We're going to get into this nothing show that happened, and then I'm going to get the fuck out of here because I'm exhausted, and I would rather be doing anything else than talking about this fucking show tonight. Follow me on social media, at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for notifications. Hit that thumbs up. We got 500 likes. We got 2,100 plus in here, man. We need 1,000 minimum in the venue tonight. Super chats are open. Get them on in. Memberships are open. Get them on in. Always accepting applications to the VIP club. Go check out all the content on the channel. We were live last night for episode 474 of the podcast. Go check that out. We talked about the delusional and greedy Bill Goldberg and his retirement tour that he wants to embark on. Go check that out. Lots of CM Punk news in there as well. Got 2 extras coming on Saturday and Sunday, so look forward to that, man. Content is going to be rolling out this weekend. So make sure you guys go and check all that stuff out and keep an eye on the content this weekend. And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. Make sure you guys go get your free sample, BlueChew.com. Code JD, $5. Shipping and handling is all you need to worry about. Go get yourself some Blue Chew and make sure that you are in the business of long-term booking, if you know what I mean, man. Blue Chew is your long-term booking. Let's get into the SmackDown show tonight. That was probably the most unimportant SmackDown of the entire year. Legitimately, nothing happened on this show worth anything. Rematches, rematches, rematches. And we're going to start at the top with SmackDown. Tonight, we opened with Judgment Day. Damien Priest and Finn Balor versus Legado del Fantasma, the LWO, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. You know, I can't really shit on this. I can kind of shit on it, but I could also not shit on it, never really shit on it. Because I feel like with Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar, you know, they are fantastic at what they do. I love Santos dearly. I think he is fucking great. Santos has got a new lease on life, man. I remember when Legado got first brought up from NXT, I'm like, yes, finally Legado is on the main roster. Triple H is going to take care of them. Now that he's in charge, I'm like, all right. There was once upon a time where Vince is still in charge, but there was once upon a time where Triple H wasn't there and didn't have the type of stroke he has backstage now. But when Vince had gone away for a little bit, legitimately for the reasons of his sexual allegations, and Legado got called up, I'm like, this is great. I can't wait to see what Triple H does with Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma. There was once upon a time, like I said, like I mentioned before, if Santos got brought up under a Vince McMahon administration, this guy would have been fired within 6 months. Easy. The whole group would have been fired. They would have found the same fate as Hit Row. Now, I like what they're doing here. I do, and I've mentioned this weekly. Triple H brought up Legado, and he was booking them basically the same way that he was booking them in NXT. Now, it worked in NXT, but something else needed to be done, man. It needed to be tweaked. And that tweak came by adding Zelina Vega, which I think is a beautiful part of the act. I think she complements them greatly. And they changed it up to a point where they're no longer operating as heels, but they're doing the babyface thing. And not just the babyface thing. They're taking their Mexican legacy, their Mexican heritage. Because Legado in NXT, they wanted to kind of reshape the image of Luchador in what they thought it was. So now they're teaming with Rey Mysterio. They're a babyface faction. They renamed themselves the LWO in honor of Eddie Guerrero. And I think it's working out great. Santos has a new lease on life. You just see the vibrance in Santos Escobar. You see the excitement in Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar, just based off his body language and the excitement that you see, is way different than what he was doing as the leader of Legado on his own with Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. It's completely different. So I'm loving what they're doing here. Finn Balor. I think this guy may be an android. He may be out of the same factory that Charlotte Flair comes out of every week when she's there. But Balor, staples in his head following WrestleMania. I can't imagine that injury is healed yet. And then he's got a torn calf. I don't know how bad the torn calf is. He got beat up badly inside that Hell in a Cell. He's been a little injury prone, minor injuries here and there. But the guy is out there. He has not missed a fucking show, even with the 15 staples in his head. He's out there and he's just wrestling. No breaks, no weeks off. He's out there. He's like a fucking machine. I don't even think he's human. I really don't. So he's out there again with Damien Priest. Now, the match was fine. But I want you to tell me what the difference between this match was and the last two matches that we've seen with these two factions. It's the same shit. Nothing new. Dominic wasn't there. No Dominic tonight. No Rhea Ripley tonight. It's just these guys. No progression at all. It's just WWE biding time until we get to Backlash, which is on May 5th. Just biding time. Yeah, we'll just throw these guys out there and have a great match. Nobody really give a shit. I mean, I don't want to see the same match over and over again. You're already running the gambit of matches. These two groups are supposed to be feuding for the rest of the year. This is your War Games match. Legado, LWO versus the Judgment Day. This is going to be War Games. Why are we burning through all these matches already? Now, I don't know what we do. Maybe they do the same thing that they did with Dominic. Maybe they split the groups via the draft and then they come back close to the Survivor Series. I don't know. But holy shit, man. How many fucking times do we got to get the same thing over and over and over again? The match was fine. Everybody worked good. But how many times do we really need to see it? Mysterio missed a splash out on the floor. Escobar then set up for a dive. Balor wiped him out with a clothesline. Go to commercial break. Judgment Day's in control. Escobar and Priest are trading shots in the center of the ring. Priest took over with a kick to the head. He slowed the pace down. Escobar tried to fight back. Priest recovered. Escobar rocked Priest with a drop kick, and Mysterio got the hot tag. Rey Mysterio still has a great hot tag. He ran wild on Balor, and he sent Balor to the middle rope with a crossbody. Mysterio sent the legal man, Priest, to the floor. Mysterio caught Balor with a 619, allowing Escobar to the splash. Priest sent Mysterio into the ring post and hit south of heaven on Santos Escobar for the 1, 2, 3. After the match was over, Priest addressed Bad Bunny, appearing on Raw this Monday. He says he hopes this time it goes better for Bad Bunny on Monday. So they're clearly setting up for Monday. Clearly the match will be set on Monday. It will be Bad Bunny and Rey Mysterio versus Dominic and Damien Priest for Backlash. Or it may be a six-man tag for all we know, with Balor, Priest, and Dominic versus Bad Bunny, Santos, and Rey Mysterio. Because I don't know why you're going to leave Santos out in Puerto Rico. I don't know why you would do that. He needs to feed off that energy with Bad Bunny just as much as anybody else. So maybe they go the six-man tag team route. So we'll see what happens. It's either a tag team or a six-man tag. I'm kind of going for the six-man tag, but we also got a six-man tag happening with the Bloodline, Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. So they may actually, just for the sake of being different, they may go with the tag team match, and we may not get Santos Escobar or any of the LWO members but Rey Mysterio on the show. So we'll see what happens, but more than likely all this will be addressed on Monday. Zelina Vega. She approached Adam Pearce in the back. Like everyone else, she doesn't know where she will end up in the draft. So right now, she wants to shoot her shot before anything happens in the draft. Vega demanded a title shot against Rhea Ripley at Backlash. As a Puerto Rican, she deserves the chance to beat Ripley in Puerto Rico. We're just giving out title matches now for no reason. What did Zelina Vega do for a title match against Rhea Ripley? The answer is nothing. She didn't do anything. WWE is booking this on the goodwill of Zelina Vega because she's Puerto Rican, and they're going into Puerto Rico for Backlash. That is it. I don't like when matches are made like that because it's nonsense. There's no story there. The only story that exists is because she's a part of LWO and Rhea Ripley's a part of Judgment Day, and those are the two factions that are feuding right now. Yeah, it makes sense in that sense, but has she done anything to get a championship match? No. Karrion Kross. This was one of the best segments of the entire night. It lasted maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Karrion Kross addressed Nakamura backstage, and I loved the way this was shot. Man. Kross was standing there by himself, and in the distance, walking towards the camera, was his wife, Scarlett, and she was holding tarot cards. And he addressed Nakamura backstage. It wasn't in the black and white that we usually see them do it in. It was full-on color, nice and vibrant. He noted that it wasn't his fault that he hurt people. It was all in the cards that Scarlett is holding. He discussed everything he took away from Drew McIntyre, Madcap Moss, and Rey Mysterio, citing that he took Madcap Moss's humor away, or his happiness away, citing that he took Rey Mysterio's patience away. And he mentioned something about McIntyre. I don't remember what he said. Maybe he took away his strength or something like that. But he's going to take away Nakamura's honor next. So that's why he's targeting Nakamura. It may sound silly to you, as to why he's targeting Nakamura, because I know there'll be a lot of people asking, well, what's the storyline here? Karrion Kross does what he wants. I'll throw it right back at you. Karrion Kross does whatever he wants, man. He can target whoever he wants. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a new direction for Karrion Kross, where they use these tarot cards to really play into his overall gimmick, but I actually liked it. I did. And he's a great fucking promo. He's always been a great promo. So I really hope, with everything that's going on, for Kross's sake, for Scarlett's sake, for his push and his fucking WWE return, for his sake, in regards to that, I hope that after the draft is over, he has a little bit more of a priority. I really hope that they push him to do something more on television. Because he's way... You might not like him. You might find him to be boring and whatnot, but I really want them to focus on what's going to get this guy to the next level. I feel like he's been stagnating, and I've used I don't want to say excuse, but I've used the description of, well, Triple H and those that he brought back really didn't find their footing in WWE because they came into a mess just like Triple H came into a mess. They all were basically operating on a Vince McMahon roster with Vince McMahon stories and Vince McMahon administration previously. Karrion Kross was no different. Now, hopefully, with what they say is true, I don't know how much influence Triple H is going to have over the brand split and the draft, but if he does have some sort of influence, I really do hope Kross is a part of that, and I hope that he's pushed somewhere a little bit higher than where he is. So we'll see what happens. But I thought this was an excellent promo. He's always a great promo. Now we just need to get that into a match with Nakamura. I think Nakamura is over with the fans to a point where Kross will look believable. Should be a great match. Hopefully it works out for both of them. But the only concern that I have is Kross needs a win. Kross needs some big wins. And Nakamura just came back from several months of absence that wasn't really explained on WWE television. So to me, he needs a win very badly as well. So from what I'm looking at, from my POV, it looks like Kross and Nakamura both need wins, and WWE booked two guys in a match, in a feud, that both need wins, and now their back is against the fucking wall creatively. It's going to be very interesting to see how they handle this, but I don't know. Ricochet and Braun Strowman defeated the Viking Raiders in 10 minutes. WWE could have a great tag team division if they just do what I said they should do. Unify the titles, make the titles as one, and we will have a great tag team division. I could see Braun Strowman and Ricochet being a solid tag team. The only problem that I have is Braun Strowman. I'm not a big fan of Braun Strowman solo. There are certain guys that I think he could work fine with. There are guys on that roster that I know he could work fine with. But I find Braun Strowman to be a little bit more digestible. A little bit more easy to watch when he's in a tag team element. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but I actually quite like Braun Strowman in this team with Ricochet. The only downside to this team is that Ricochet is a part of this team, and Ricochet needs to be forced into this tag team when he himself should be solo, going after a United States title or going after an Intercontinental title. In some circles, I could see Ricochet as the world champion. He's that good. That's the only downside to this. Is this a team that's going to be split up in the draft? Or is WWE going to keep these two guys together? Because right now, there really isn't anything much for them to do individually. But if they keep them together, I'd love to see the tag team division thrive. They are very over as a babyface tag team. Strowman is good in this element. I just find it to be a little annoying that Ricochet needs to be a part of this when I know he is much better than what they got him doing now. Viking Raiders, very good tag team. Always enjoyed the Viking Raiders. I've said this for how many weeks now? I'm not a big fan of their overall witchy Viking, sacrifice gimmick. What have they got going on here? I think Valhalla, Sarah Logan's a little cheesy as the manager or the valet here, the vibe is not really relatable. Them as the War Raiders, like they were in NXT, they were relatable. They were mega over. They are still just as good, but I don't really think the fans are buying into them. I don't think the fans have really bought into them since they've added Sarah Logan as Valhalla to their act. So the Raiders, they were on the defensive here. Strowman and Ricochet had the early advantage. Raiders made a blind tag, isolating Strowman in their corner. Strowman fought back and tagged in Ricochet. And there was this weird spot. I don't know if you guys watched the show. He tagged in Ricochet. He takes Ricochet from the apron, and it looked like he wanted to launch Ricochet on top of the Viking Raiders. Now, I don't know what had happened here. It looked like he actually turned on his partner in this match because he took him and he flung him halfway across the ring and he slammed him down to the mat instead of throwing him at the Viking Raiders. Don't know what happened, if there was a miscommunication there on Strowman and Ricochet, or I don't know if there was some miscommunication on everybody and the Viking Raiders weren't really in position to take this spot, to take this bump. I don't know, but it was definitely a botch. Definitely a botch. They almost looked like they shouldn't even be teaming together with the type of botch that this was. It was pretty bad. Pretty embarrassing. Ricochet got back up. He started throwing punches at both Ivar and Eric, and then we were off to the races. So, Ricochet cleared the ring, wiped out the Raiders with a dive. Valhalla then caused a distraction. This allowed the Raiders to take over. Ricochet broke free, tagging in Strowman. Strowman took out Ivar with a shotgun dropkick. The Strowman Express ran over Ivar and Eric at ringside. Valhalla caused another distraction, giving the Raiders the advantage. Ivar hit the big frog splash off the top rope, and I thought that was it because they both actually covered Strowman, and he kicked out. Ricochet tagged in, rocked Ivar with a kick to the head, big jumping knee. Strowman threw Ricochet into Ivar and sent Eric to ringside. Ricochet then hit the Swanton Bomb off of Strowman's shoulders, and that was enough for the win. Nothing tag team match that we've seen 2 times before, and I don't know where Strowman and Ricochet end up via the WWE draft. I really wish WWE would fucking unify the goddamn divisions. I really do. I really do. I think the tag team division could be fruitful and vibrant and competitive if they just do what they need to do. How many more times do we need to see this match? You know what their answer is going to be? Let's split these teams up and put one on one show and the other team on the other show, so we don't get the rematch again. But then we'll be right back in the same fucking boat. Whoever is drafted to whatever brand will get that match 3 fucking times, 4 times, 5 times. How many times? I'm tired of the rematches. Fun match. It didn't mean anything. No storyline progression. It meant nothing. Speaking of meaning nothing, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez, your women's tag team champions. They defeated Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green to retain the women's tag team titles. I gotta be very honest with you guys. If I lifted my head up once from my phone for this match, I might have been passed out during this match. I don't know what I was doing, man. I was scrolling the For You section on Twitter. Does anybody care about the women's tag team titles? I mean, do I really need to read what Corey Graves said last week about the tag team titles? Nobody gives a flying motherfuck about the tag team titles. Nobody. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, nobody gives a shit about them. Raquel Rodriguez, this is her second title reign with 2 different partners. Can't really buy into it. Can't buy into them as a team. It's just unimportant. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. None of it matters. Now, you may be a Rodriguez fan. You may be a Liv Morgan fan. I'm sorry to bring the truth down on you, but your tag team champions don't mean jack shit. They're just two faces that are holding titles that, I swear to God, man, the aluminum can that contains my liquid death is more valuable than the women's tag team titles. Not even going to go over it because I barely watched it. Can't imagine it was fucking good. Nobody gives a shit. I did see the finish, though, which was fucking ridiculous. Get a load of this. Morgan caught Green with a backstabber. DeVille took her out with a boot to the face. And then the finish came because Chelsea Green threw water in Liv Morgan's face last week. So Liv Morgan takes whatever watery substance, I don't know what it was, a bottle or a container of water, a cup of water, I don't know what the fuck it was. She takes this water and she legitimately dumps it over Chelsea Green's head. Like she douses her hair in water. Now, you would think if you want to take water and try and win the match and use it appropriately, you take the water and fling it in someone's eyes so that they're blinded. If you throw water in somebody's eyes at that velocity, that's just going to fucking sting your eyes, right? She took a bottle of water and she dumped it all over Chelsea Green's head like she took a fucking shower, and that was enough for the roll-up for the 1, 2, 3. Rodriguez assisted Liv Morgan by adding some leverage to the pin on the outside away from the referee, and we got a water bath causing Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville to lose their tag team title opportunity. Great. I'd love to know who the producer was for this match that came up with that fucking retarded ending. Yet I'm supposed to care about the women's division when I got fucking amateur hour here for the tag team titles. Nobody gives a shit. Kayla Braxton. She interviewed Matt Riddle. I'm surprised he's still Matt Riddle. She wonders if facing Solo Sikoa a few weeks before Backlash is a good idea. He knows Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens aren't there. He's not worried. He promised to beat Solo Sikoa later tonight. No DQ. Xavier Woods. He challenged Gunther for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. This match was fine. Xavier Woods is very good at what he does. Gunther is fucking excellent. Don't know what you want me to say. Did anybody believe Xavier Woods was going to win the Intercontinental title tonight? Now, I did see a rumor going around social media tonight. Don't know how true it is. Don't know how likely it is. I hope it's not true because that would be very bad for Gunther. But apparently, there is a rumor going around that when Kofi Kingston gets back from injury, that the New Day are going to continue their feud with Imperium. And that the feud could actually give way to Big E coming back to television and possibly feuding with Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I don't like the sound of that at all because, I think everybody's going to be on Big E's side to win the Intercontinental title. And I don't really think that he should be the guy. Well, first of all, we don't even know if he's going to be back on television alone this year. So, it's all hearsay right now. It's all just obvious speculation. But if they're going to continue the Imperium and New Day feud, they are hoping that it leads to Big E coming back and maybe challenging Gunther for the Intercontinental. Now, I don't know. I seen it on 2 different Twitter accounts. I can't really take these fucking things seriously because, all Twitter is, I mean this wholeheartedly, man. I can't stand this shit. If I didn't need Twitter, I would have gotten rid of Twitter a long time ago, and I'm sure that would make 1,000 people fucking happy. I can't stand Twitter because, especially the IWC section of Twitter, Because all everybody does is fish for likes. Everybody regurgitates everything else said by someone on the site. You know, they'll take a quote and they'll fucking regurgitate it, and then you'll see it fucking 4 or 5 different times through different accounts. I mean, I had to start fucking muting people because all I see are these accounts that regurgitate news and copy and paste news from other sites. There's only one site that I like to get my news from like that, and it's those Wrestle Purist folk. My guy Backup Adam Page and his crew. That's it. That's it. Everybody else, I mean, it's all just regurgitating the same fucking shit over and over again. Can't stand it. That's how they think they are engaging with an audience. That's how they think they're growing an audience. Nobody fucking knows you. You're taking news from something else that someone else reported, and you're spawning it off your fuck. Who the fuck are you? Do you have any sources? It's disgusting. Everybody does it. It's fucking annoying. I can't stand it. The IWC on Twitter is so fucking disgusting. Like, nobody is genuine on there. There's no genuine growth. I want opinion. All I get is regurgitating the same fucking opinion through 8 different accounts. Even when I'm watching the fucking shows, everybody, oh yeah, John Cena showed up and cut a promo against Austin Theory. No shit, Sherlock. I'm watching the fucking show with my own 2 eyes. Why don't you give me an opinion about what you thought of what you watched? The most basic of fucking opinions. Xavier Woods loses to Gunther, challenging for the IC title. No shit. I just watched them wrestle for 10 minutes. That's the most you got to say? You might as well not even fucking tweet at that point. Oh, let me like that because Fightful, they tweeted it out. Ridiculous. This match was fine, but did anybody question the outcome? They started trading moves back and forth. Woods had a little bit of advantage. Gunther took over with chops. He chopped the shit out of Woods. Woods tried fighting back. Gunther destroyed him with more chops. Gunther slowed the pace down with a sleeper. Woods tried to escape, but Gunther rocked him with another chop. Woods fought back with some forearms. He avoided Gunther, slid through his legs, hit an elbow. Gunther rolled to ringside to try and get away from Xavier, but Woods wasted no time hitting a dive on the floor. Gunther tried to slow Woods' momentum with a chop. Woods recovered, pushed Gunther down, hit a giant leg drop off the top rope. They tried to sell it as, oh my God, Xavier's going to win the title. He wasn't winning the title. Woods escaped a powerbomb. He went for a series of pin attempts, including a crucifix. Gunther kicked out of an O'Connor roll and turned it into a sleeper. And Xavier Woods was passed out. Goodbye. Xavier Woods, I'd love to see Xavier go for a singles run at some sort of title at some point before he retires. Right now, no matter who goes for the Intercontinental title, you are doomed. Gunther is not losing that title. He may never lose this title. And I don't even give a shit. Retire him with the fucking title for all I care. Good TV match, but no matter how they try to give you guys a little bit of a tease that Xavier Woods could possibly win it, Xavier Woods had a negative chance of winning this match. A negative chance of winning this match. Gunther retains. The Usos. We got a video package. Again, you could tell where this show was going, man. We got another video package recapping Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens winning the fucking tag team titles at WrestleMania. WrestleMania was 3 weeks ago. What the fuck are we still talking about WrestleMania for? The Usos, they were in the ring. They cut a promo before they introduced their brother, Solo Sikoa. Usos made their way, stood middle of the ring. Jimmy mock interviewed Jey Uso here about losing their tag team titles and how he feels about it. Jimmy kept saying, dude, as he asked the questions. Jay said their mission is to regain the gold, and they're coming straight at Sammy and KO. Jimmy said next week is a big, big, big WrestleMania rematch. They talked up about the match and said that they will dedicate their win to the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. When will we see Roman Reigns back on television? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Solo made his ring entrance. They hyped him up, calling him the Savage, the Samoan Savage, the Enforcer, Solo Sikoa, Matt Riddle. No DQ match in the main event of SmackDown. Very good. I mean, as you would expect with Matt Riddle, who's fantastic, and Solo, who's getting better week in and week out. This was a fun main event. It didn't really focus on anything outside of what we saw last week. It didn't progress anything towards Backlash. It was basically what you got last week. Matt Riddle getting beat and Matt Riddle getting put through a fucking table. A different kind of table. They beat the shit out of each other, man. This was fun. Kendo sticks, chairs, tables. Fun match. The no DQ stipulation made it feel a little bit different than last week, but not all that much different. Riddle jumps Sikoa from behind during his entrance. I like this aggressive, intense Matt Riddle. Sikoa quickly took over, pulled out kendo sticks and chairs from underneath the ring. Riddle tried to use them first, but Sikoa cut him off. Sikoa beat Riddle with a kendo stick. Fans broke into a "We want tables" chant because the fans, they are very, very picky. Every time there's a no DQ match, "We want tables." You could have every fucking weapon under the sun, and they'll want the one thing that's not in the match. Riddle recovered, destroyed Sikoa with some kendo sticks. Riddle teased pulling out a table to a big pot from the crowd. Sikoa cut him off. Obviously, the heel not giving the babyface the opportunity to make the fans happy. Riddle recovered, hit the Broton off the steps. We go to commercial break. We're back from break. Sikoa hit a Samoan drop for a near fall in the ring. Sikoa put Riddle in the corner with the chair on his face. This is what actually landed Riddle on the injured list and off of TV for a little bit. Storyline-wise, he was going to do it again, go for that big Samoan splash with the chair in his face. Instead, Riddle sent Sikoa into another chair. He threw the chair at Sikoa. He then kneed the chair into Sikoa's face. Riddle followed with an exploder onto 4 chairs that were standing upright face-to-face. Sikoa rolled to the floor. He tried to get away from Riddle. Riddle tried going after him, but Sikoa grabbed his leg, slamming him on the apron. Sikoa tossed Riddle over the announce table. Tried to flip it over like last time, but Riddle blocked the table with his legs as Sikoa was on one side, Riddle was on the other, and they had this little battle with the table, back and forth. When Riddle regained control, he turned the table onto Sikoa, giving him the opportunity here. So basically getting revenge for last week, because last week Sikoa flipped the announce table over on Riddle. Usos ran out. They attacked Riddle. 3-on-1 now. No DQ match means no rules. Riddle tried to fight them off, but he wiped him out temporarily with a floating bro. Sikoa emerged from underneath the table, and he hit a Uranage on Matt Riddle. Tried to cut him off in the ring, did Riddle with a flash knee. Riddle hit the ropes. Sikoa hit a flying Samoan spike for the win. And that was basically it. After the match was over, the Usos gave Riddle a 1D through the table, and that's the way SmackDown went off the air. No Sami Zayn, no Kevin Owens, no help for Matt Riddle whatsoever. And the Bloodline stand tall. The Bloodline stand tall on what was a very, very unimportant episode of SmackDown. I wish I had more to talk about, guys, but that was basically it. Next week, we got the draft. Next week is going to be a big show. Next week, I'm telling you right now, man, I got my iPad all ready to go, man. We'll be charged and ready to go. This draft will be dissected like you wouldn't believe next week. So we're going to have a big show next week, man. Our draft special. I love the draft special. I always look at it from a different perspective than everybody else. We'll break down the moves. We'll see what's good, what's bad. Should be a good show next week. Plus, we got that big tag team title match. Should be a good show. But right now, man, WWE television is absolutely unimportant in the worst kind of way. And it's going to be more of the same on Monday. It's going to be more of the same on Monday. No questions asked. Nothing coming out of Monday outside of the Bad Bunny announcement and that match being made for Backlash. Really nothing going on Monday as we head into Backlash week next week. Thank you guys very much for joining me on the show, man. I really appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. I know it wasn't all that exciting of a wrestling night. No good on SmackDown. No Rampage tonight until tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10 p.m., AEW is giving you Rampage. It was preempted tonight. I'm assuming we got some type of playoff game on TNT. But, yeah, we'll figure it out, man. We'll figure it out the next coming week. I got 2 extras going up tomorrow and Sunday. And then I think we may be done for the week, depending on what type of news breaks. But outside that, man, I love you guys. I appreciate you joining me. We're going to get into the super chats in just a little bit, man. It's last call. I need you guys to do a couple of things for me before last call, man. Number one, I need those likes. We got 700 likes. Can we try and at least get as close to 1,000 as possible, man? So if you guys are in the chat and have not hit the thumbs up, I would love if you guys can do that for me. Let's try and get that number up. Super chats are open. Get them on in. Like I said, it's last call. You guys can get them on in. Ask whatever you want. Let me know how you felt about tonight's show. Let me know how you feel about the draft coming up next week. Memberships are open. Get them on in. Go check out all the other videos on the channel, including Off the Script 474 from yesterday afternoon. Live we were. Go check that out on the homepage right now. And tonight's show, man, as always, tonight's show sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. You guys are going to use that code JD at checkout for your free, absolutely free sample. Guys, summer is going to be here before you know it. You already feel the temperatures getting warmer, man. It was 70 degrees in New York City today. It's time to bring that heat, that early heat, into the bedroom, man. The temperatures aren't going to be the only thing rising this summer. This episode tonight is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. Guys, do you want to know why I am the #1 podcast in the entire wrestling community on YouTube? Every single night. It's because I got confidence, man. Know what I'm talking about. I know my brand. I'm confident in what I do. That confidence takes me very far in what I do, man. If you guys are a content creator, it's the one thing that you really should have, man. Confidence. Be yourself. Everybody always asks me, what can I do, man, to be like you? What can I do to grow? Just put your shit out there and be fucking confident, man. That confidence can take you really far, man, especially when it comes to you and your partner. That confidence takes you right into the bedroom, man, especially when it's time to step up to the plate. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that provides the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it comes in chewable tablets, man. And you can take them anytime, day or night. Be ready whenever the opportunity arises, man. Planning ahead is great. You can be ready whenever that time comes. The process is very simple. You're going to sign up at BlueChew.com. You're going to speak with one of their online medical providers. And once you are approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. No questions asked. And the best part, it's all done online. No visits to the doctor's office, no weird conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. It's all done online. And their tablets are made in the USA, and they are prepared and shipped directly to you in a very discreet package. So why not? Why not give Blue Chew a try, man? They are a great family friend of the show. $5 is all you have to worry about, man. That covers the shipping and handling. Outside that, you're getting your sample for free when you go to BlueChew.com and you use code JD at checkout. Once again, I want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring tonight's SmackDown post show right here on Off the Script. Let's get into these super chats. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. JD, JD, were you a fan of Dog the Bounty Hunter? No. It's a very random question, Joseph Taylor. I don't think I've ever watched a Dog the Bounty Hunter TV show ever. Joseph Taylor with an $8 super chat. They cannot just add Seth Rollins and make it a fatal four-way for the United States title. No. That would just not make any sense whatsoever. I mean, that would be so fucking blatant that it was Vince McMahon. I mean, it's already blatant enough. But that's exactly what we were seeing when Vince was in charge. Why would we want to go back and do that? Rick Morty with a new membership. Rick, what the fuck are you drinking, brother? El Mase, I'm going to answer your question, bro. Will I get a heart attack with Blue Chew? No. Absolutely not. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. So no bloodline tension this week. Boring show. This week's show was ultra boring, Michelle. Tony Brown with a $4.99. He says, I like Chelsea meat, JD. Yes, so does Matt Cardona, brother. That's why I married her. Chelsea is a very attractive lady. Beyond the Script podcast. Brother, I think you may have to change that name. 19 months as a member. That's what I like to see, man. 19 months. Thank you for the chat, JD, and fixing this. Love your streams, man. Keep up the great work. Who would have thought we would have been on the same page? Listen, man, I was gonna hold that grudge for a very, 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 very long time, brother. There's no point, man. I am not the evil individual Twitter makes me out to be, man. I'm not. The one thing that really gets to me, man, is this is legit. If I see anybody interacting with these accounts that have blatantly said the most vile shit to me, I will ban you just because you've interacted with them. I don't stand for that shit. And those same accounts have talked shit about some people that I like in the community, that I've met in person in the community. I don't like those accounts, man. I don't. So, as long as you show me respect, bro, I will show you respect, and everything is cordial. But we may have to change the name of your show. Chris Leon with a 10 months. Thank you, brother. Seth vs. Omos at Backlash. But why? Makes no sense. This is more Vince stupidity. Bro, I'm telling you right now, man. Vince booked this match, and if anybody reports Triple H did it, they're wrong. We got a $4.99 from Alex Jones. I didn't know Alex Jones listened to the podcast. Holy shit. What's your favorite WrestleMania logo? And was curious, do you prefer the Hall of Fame speeches done in the ring or the old way on the entrance ramp? Bro, is Alex Jones really Joseph Taylor? He really kind of phrased this as a Joseph Taylor question. Man, if InfoWars is a fan of Off the Script, man, I take that as a compliment. My favorite WrestleMania logo, bro, I have no fucking idea, man. Who gives a shit? I really like next year's logo with the Liberty Bell. I enjoy, you know what I like the old school WrestleMania logo, man. That, to me, I love the nostalgic look. Just like how I prefer the old school SummerSlam logo. Everything's old school with me. And I like the old way they did the Hall of Fame. I don't like when they do it in the ring after a SmackDown. Jay Best with a 199. Goldberg versus Paul White. Wembley. Book it, Tony. Jay, I'm gonna have to ask you to get the fuck out of here, bro. I mean, you know, Jesse thinks I'm bad by putting Goldberg joining AEW in the universe, bro. Why would you ever wish that upon anything? Edward Liu with a 999. Vince booking from a higher place on Zoom in his office at Titan Tower can be considered that. He doesn't have to be in Gorilla to run the shows. The geek needs to suck it up. Though the geeks need to suck it up. Vince has been back, yes. Absolutely. JP5150 with a 31 months in the venue. Thank you, brother. JD, it seems like there's no way to be excited for the draft next week if Vince McMahon's shadow continues to loom over future creative. It's dreadful. There is no way Triple H is 100% booking the WWE draft. No way. El Masse with a $20 super chat. Anyone want to buy my Backlash tickets? Was so hyped after an excellent WrestleMania. I paid for a Triple H show, not Vince. I'm so happy I'm not even going to Puerto Rico right now, bro. I was even thinking about going to Puerto Rico. I'm glad I'm not. Raymond Andolfo with a new membership. Raymond, what the fuck are you drinking tonight, brother? Welcome. El Masse, thank you, brother, for the 20. N with a 499. When are they going to stop trying with Omos? He's worked with AJ, Bobby, Brock, and now Seth, but I don't see anybody who cares. He's a failure. He's a big-time failure. Big time failure. I mean, like I said before, man, Seth is very good. I don't know how good he is to bring a match out of Omos. But you know what? Seth did it with Strowman. Maybe he'll make it work with Omos, and maybe he'll shut everybody up. Maybe this is something that he's looking at as like, fuck me. But you know what? I'm going to use this to show everybody how great I fucking am and really stamp my greatness in this company. And please give me what the fuck I deserve. Seth is going to use this as motivation, for sure. Grimsley with a $2 super chat. What adult beverages do you recommend me to try? It depends, bro. What do you want to drink? You want to drink liquor or you want to drink beer? I can recommend you anything you want, man. It's up to you what you want. What is your flavor profile? What's your taste profile like? There's so many questions, man. I just can't recommend you a beverage. Whatever it is, don't make it a Bud or a Bud Light or anything Anheuser-Busch, man. Fuck them. If I see any of you guys drinking a Bud or a Bud Light or anything Anheuser-Busch in front of me, man, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. JD Mark for life with a 199. Why is Vincent so obsessed with Omos? I have no fucking idea, bro. He's got some sort of weird fetish with Omos. Tay the Savior with a 199. Can you do a Kevin Dunn Wood impression? You all thought Vince was gonna go away. Now he's back and we're booking Omos on the show. Wood. J-Ray with a $5 super chat. A lot of people in the IWC owe JD an apology. Tonight's SmackDown was further proof that Vince McMahon is definitely back, whether in person or via Zoom. Bro, I can't even keep track of all the apologies that I'm owed. If I had a fucking quarter for every apology owed, man, I'd have enough to buy myself a fucking island resort somewhere. Paul Van Tassel with 28 months. Thank you, Paul. The fuck are you drinking, man, to celebrate 28 months? I'm going to pay close attention to the WWE draft to see how the roster will shape up next week. Oh, believe me, Paul, we will know if Vince McMahon is running shit or not. We will know. Salvatore Soria with a $2 super chat. I would rather see Seth and Miz than Omos and Seth. Yes. I mean, after the match they gave us on Raw, why the fuck not? Why not run it back? ER Sane with a $2 super chat. Roman has a vacation on top of his vacation. Bruh. Yep. Tay the Savior with the $4.99. JD, do you want to see the Women's Championships unified? Yes, I do. I don't think we need 2 Women's Championships. We don't need tag team titles. We don't need men's tag team titles, 2 of them. Unify them all. The Bastard 97 with a $4.99. JD, you are truly the best podcaster. Nobody comes close. Also, if Tyler Bate gets drafted, what would you think of Tyler Bate versus Gunther at Money in the Bank in the O2 Arena? You'd have to build something like that up, bro. If that happens, if they give it the proper build, I would not mind that. I heard of a rumor today, man. We'll talk about it on the Extra tomorrow. Ilya Dragunov may be called up to the main roster, man. I'm putting him on whatever brand Sheamus, McIntyre, and Gunther are on, bro. SmackDown 6, Sheamus, McIntyre, Gunther, Pete Dunne, Ilya Dragunov, and Tyler Bate. You can never take away the power of my soul. Love Doc, man. Lucas Baca with a $4.99. Check Seth Rollins' latest tweet. Let's see. He says, "Alrighty then," and leaves a gif of Ace Ventura. So what Seth is implying is that he didn't know until the match was actually announced. Seth Rollins didn't know that he was wrestling Omos until tonight's announcement on SmackDown. Vince. That's a Vince McMahon thing if I ever seen it, bro. Alex Ali with a $2 super chat. Will you listen to the podcast Ric Flair on Rogan tomorrow? No. I don't give a fuck what Ric Flair has to say. Nikki Ice with a $4.99 super chat. If I see one more D-level horror show movie ad on WWE, I'm going to blow my head off. Take it easy, bro. Take it easy. Joseph Taylor with a $5 super chat. If Tony Khan does sign Bill Goldberg, does he realize that Billy Boy won't put over anybody? You don't believe me, Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt. Joseph, it doesn't matter. Tony Khan loves Bill Goldberg and is a mark for Bill Goldberg, so more than likely he will be bringing in Bill Goldberg. Hollywood guy with a $10 super chat. 2 questions. Is Seth punished because he's facing Omos? I don't believe so, but it certainly looks like it. There were rumors he did a walkout and a top 3 technical wrestlers you wish won a championship title. Mine are Piper, DiBiase, Perfect. Hollywood guy, I can't really complain with that at all, man. Mr. Perfect is always in my top there. DiBiase for sure. Piper, I can't really disagree with you there. Grimsley with a $2 super chat. I've wanted to try different whiskeys. The best thing I could recommend to you, bro, I mean, if I start throwing fucking expensive whiskey at you, then, it's not going to end well. Start off with the Jack Daniels, bro. And I'm not talking like regular Jack, like basic fucking number 9 Jack, man. I'm talking about Gentleman Jack. Go get yourself a Gentleman Jack. Seriously. I think Gentleman Jack is better than the Jack number 9. The regular. Try that. Buffalo Trace, as long as it's a Kentucky bourbon. Don't do rye yet. Rye's a little harsh. Make sure it's bourbon. Brandon Irwin with a $1.99. No message. James Gender with a $9.99. A coworker came up to me and said Roman Reigns will face Omos at Night of Champions. I wanted to leave lunch break and go back to work as fast as I could. As soon as I heard that. Bro, if that happens, I mean, I'm done. I'm done. Tyler with a $1.99. Rumor is Roman will face Omos. You guys are fucking scaring me. I mean, you guys are fucking scaring me, bro. Seriously. Steady Low Zero with a $2 super chat. Hey, JD, can I please get a...
Cody! Can I ask you a question, Cody?
Guys, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you tomorrow on the extras I got going on the channel. Thank you so very much. Hit that thumbs up. I'll see you guys tomorrow right here. Back on the podcast. Back on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.